We hear the phrase, think before you speak, but do we ever truly understand what it means? Hi, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Finay, and today I would like to talk to you about how words shape us. Nowadays, words move faster than ever, through conversations, comments, posts, so fast that we start to forget the true meaning behind words and the impact they can have. Words are more than just letters strung together. They're powerful tools that can either help build or break, heal or harm, inspire or destroy, and sometimes words can't be taken back. And that's where the story begins, because every single day we say things without knowing someone else might carry it for years. We throw words around like confetti, not knowing that they'll land like stones. We say words when we're angry, frustrated, or under pressure, and sometimes those words move faster than our awareness, faster than our understanding, and faster than our empathy. And in that rush, in the heat of the moment, we often forget that there's another person on the receiving end. A heart, a mind, a story. A 2024 article by BMJ Mental Health explains that repeated verbal abuse in childhood increases the risk of long-term emotional struggles by 64%. 64%. That's not a typo. The article also explains that emotional abuse is just as psychologically harmful as physical abuse. Let that sink in. Not bruises, not broken bones, just words. Words that are being said every single day, loudly, unknowingly, confidently, words that we don't even think about. Words can hurt. It was just a joke. Don't take it too seriously. Why does it matter so much? Are phrases that we've probably all heard at least a couple times in our lives. As someone who has always been extremely sensitive, words have always had a big impact on me. I often think words define who I am, and in a way, they kind of do. Small comments made positively or negatively can have a profound impact on a person. So that means that one little joke can be a sentence that someone replays in their head constantly. That one throwaway comment can be the soundtrack to someone's self-doubt. And that one insult can be a memory that refuses to disappear. A neuroscientist at Harvard once explained that the brain responds to emotional pain remarkably similar to physical pain. That means insults aren't just bad feelings. They're neurological events. They leave marks and apprentices. And sometimes these words don't just go away. They stick with us. We often underestimate the weight of our words. Speaking is a privilege. Words are a privilege, and sometimes we don't even realize that. Often, our self-worth is formed by what we've been told. Our confidence, our insecurities, our fears, our ambitions are partially made by people's comments. For example, remember the last time someone complimented you or said, "I like that shirt." Not only has that shirt now become your favorite shirt, but it stuck with you. Someone says, "I love your hair." Now your hair looks better than ever, and you just haven't stopped smiling. See, words mean everything. And if someone insults you, then what happens? Oh, now you hate that shirt. Ugh, and you hate the way you look, and what would make them think that? This is the type of impact words have. Another example is online communication. Online communication has made it an easy way for us to communicate with our friends, family, relatives, people that we really don't see every day. But this also has created speed without reflection. I have an example of this. A couple months ago, it was a Friday night. I had a long week of school, long day, and we all know Friday night is just time for us to relax. I go home and I go on my phone, and I see all these hateful comments, words, stuff being said to me. And obviously it happened months ago. Like, a lot of people who said those stuff probably don't even remember, but it stuck with me. It has stuck with me this whole time. And every day I think about it. There's not a day that goes by where I don't think about the moment how I felt in that situation. That's probably the reason why I'm here, to speak about it, because those moments haven't just changed me. It's still continuing. And when you walk into a room where you feel like everyone doesn't like you because of what some person said about you online, it makes you feel less about yourself. It makes you feel like no one wants to be around you. Well, like I said, words don't just disappear. I mean, 1 second they could say something on Instagram, next second they say something in person, and then next second you have stuff writing on the walls about you. See, digital words don't just disappear. They echo. When something gets screenshotted, shared, or messed around with, it doesn't just go away. I mean, digital footprint exists. We all know it does. UNICEF reports that nearly 1 in 3 teenagers experience online harassment each year. That means that could be you or one of your friends. That's not a statistic to ignore. If you turn to the person next to you, maybe they have. Maybe they're someone who they're friends with. Again, it's normalized so much for someone online to be teased, hurt, or felt like they don't belong anywhere. Tone disappears online. The human face disappears. All that's left are words, naked and powerful. And sometimes, you might make someone cry without ever knowing it. You might make someone insecure without ever knowing it. And you might never know because they might never tell you. Words build bridges, and we are shaped by these bridges. I mean, you have to step on a bridge to get to the other side. You have to communicate with someone. You have to be able to talk to that person. And sometimes the most fragile bridges are the ones that we think are the strongest. Friendships, relationships, and anything. They can do anything, go through any argument, anything, until one small thing is said, and it completely crushes that bridge. The bridge comes crumbling. This is why awareness is very important. And this is why knowing what you're supposed to do in this situation is very important. Talking to someone, being open with them, saying, I don't like this is what we should do instead, is normal. You cannot control sometimes what you say, but you can control how you respond. And honestly, these moments don't just stay with us. They travel around us. Everyone can remember a time when someone was mean to them. A life-altering experience where you can remember till the end of your high school, till the end of anything. And sometimes these moments are just stuff that we feel. A lot of times, we often think that it's in our head. But if it's in our head, why is it happening all around us? Why do we feel like when we walk into a room, no one likes us? Why do we feel like everyone has turned against us? Why can't we say anything without being called too sensitive, too insecure, too anything? We've all have clearly been told this stuff multiple times, that we are sensitive. I mean, a lot of people think standing up for yourself is a way of arguing with someone. You don't need to argue with someone. Conflict arises because people have different opinions. I mean, that's how the world works. If we look at the world everywhere else, reasons such as they don't agree with this, oh, this country doesn't have much money, this politician is crazy. We all know that a lot of times we don't agree with this stuff, but it's still happening. We don't often have to agree with everything. We just need to know when enough is enough, when we should stop saying the things that matter. Your voice matters. And like I said, standing up for yourself doesn't mean revenge. It doesn't mean arguing. It doesn't mean doing the same thing they did to you. It means telling them to stop. It means saying, you know what you did was wrong. I don't like that. Please stop. And a lot of times, they might not listen. And that's normal. But one thing, silence isn't an apology. Silence isn't a way to get over things. Trust me, I have tried. Silence isn't a way to be able to forget about things because your brain doesn't forget it. It tries to protect you from it, but that protection can learn to look like isolation. It can turn into isolation. And often, our brain just wants to figure out a way to keep us safe, keep us from doing things we shouldn't do. If we're sad, angry, happy, confident, we're going to react. It's perfectly normal. But you need to know how to react in the right way. You need to know when enough is enough. Your voice is a powerful tool. Your voice builds bridges. Your voice builds stuff. Your voice can break anything. And like I said, it's normal. We know our voice better than everyone. But sometimes our mind, our thoughts, are too quick to react. We don't think twice, maybe not even once. And being intentional with our words is something that a lot of people always tell us. But like I said, it's not really about who you think you're talking to. It's about what you're going to say. The person next to you. When was the last time you complimented someone? When was the last time you said, "You're doing well"? If a teacher says, "I'm proud of you," a friend says, "Oh my gosh, you're so cool." A stranger says, "I love your energy." Again, those moments stick with us. We sometimes hold on to words like our lives depend on it, and in a way, lives do. Our lives do. Words stick to us like smoke. They stay with us and follow us around, and sometimes they're hard to get off. Words matter. Speaking matters. Everything you do matters. Sometimes you might not realize it more than others. You might say something just thinking, "Oh, I've said this before, it's normal, like what?" But someone else might think, "That really hurt me. That really hurt me." And it's normal. So before you say something, think, pause. Use words that build, not break. Use words that inspire, not destroy. Use words that help you become a better person. Because the most powerful tool you have on yourself are your words. Are your words, your ability to speak. Like I said, all of those are privileges, and you have them. Thank you.